นะ let me okay record. Okay. Hi everyone, let's give a warm welcome to Calvin Ng. Best type good morning and hi Calvin Ng in the chat. And have a quick intro about Calvin. Calvin just a regular guy who happens to teach Microsoft Word, and he loves sharing what he knows. And with over 23 years of experience teaching Microsoft Office tools, he helped people with all skill levels to get the most out of Microsoft Office. Calvin's all about keeping things simple and practical. So today's session is going to be relaxed, easy to follow, and packed with tips you can actually use in the book writing. Let's get ready to learn something new and useful. Over to you, Calvin.
Thank you so much, Ty. That was a very, very dramatic introduction. All right. If you look at my shared screen, what we are going to talk about today is purely just Microsoft Word and how you can leverage the information here to help you in your book. Now, I'm not going to say that this is going to be easy. It's going to be a little bit mind-boggling when you are actually going deep dive into that particular feature. You can do a lot of things. You have seen a lot of books. You have seen how people do this, you can see how the book is done. But how do they do it? So now the secret is going to be revealed. Okay. Now, to start off, I'm going to actually talk about what I'm going to talk about this morning. I'm going to talk about a bit of document setup, a bit about applying style, and not a bit. I mean, most of the chunk of the topic that we're going to talk about is on applying styles and sections. So they are all interrelated. I just put them into two different topic here, essentials and also the desktop publishing part. All right, so yeah, this is all we have for these 2 hours. It's not limited to this. You can ask question in the chat and see if we still have the time. We will look into that. So this morning, Ty asked me if I'm going to cover something called building block. So if we have the time, I'm going to tell you how you can build the building blocks in the Microsoft Office itself. All right. So let me talk a little bit about concept. So in Microsoft Word, the whole document is actually controlled by these two things, themes and style formatting. So themes involve color, sets of color, then fonts, and also the effects. When I say effects, mean you want shadow, you want to have some tilted shadow with some glowing and so on. All those are called effects. And the next thing that controls your document is actually the styles of formatting. You don't even know you actually use styles because every document that you start off brand new, they come with a style called normal. So it's already a style, but you just didn't know, and maybe you didn't know, maybe you know. There are a lot more other styles that you can do and what you can do with it. So styles comprises of two different things, a collection of formattings where it actually involves fonts formatting and paragraph formatting. So I just name a few here: font size, color, the bold, italic, underline. Then you have the alignment, spacing, and whatnot, right? So all these are what we call the styles formatting, where we use it daily. Okay, so how can we make sure that if I do this for this document, if I create this style for this document, I set up this theme for this document, how can I use it again in my future work? So there's something called document template. You can save your document template, keep it aside, so that next time if you want to rewrite, or should I say you want to write another document with the same kind of themes and style, you just have to open up your document template. The one that you are using now, every time when you start a Microsoft Word, is called the normal.dot, normal template. However, you can generate your own, where inside this document template, it stores the information about the themes that you use, the style that you use. Not only that, it also stores the page setup settings such as the margin, your size, the orientation, the columns, and the section, and many more. Okay, so these are the document template where it controls the whole thing. right? So a number of concepts on them. So Microsoft Word is built around these three items on the screen. Okay, so of course, this is on the higher ground on it. Now, let's go into practical. We don't talk so much on slides. Okay, we're going to do some practical work now. So the file that I mentioned just now was a sample doc, which I actually just plagiarized from one of the website. I hope the writer don't get angry with me. All right, now this is just an 15 pages of documents that I copy and paste it from the internet, and yeah, why I do that, because the document is long. Yeah, it's really long. And how can I control such a long document? So in here, I'm going to make it into 3 different chapters. Okay, so the title of this document is called Leadership. Now I'm going straight into the formatting part. I'm not going to do this. Change the font size to maybe 48 and make it bold, make it red color. Now I'm not going to do all this. No, this is all pretty standard. I think everybody knows how to use the formattings. So we will refrain ourselves from using any of this formatting here. No, we are not going to touch this anyhow. We're not going to use a lot of this. We'll just type. So if for those of you who have been typing in other documents, right, you can just copy and paste as text. And later what you do is you just give them an idea what you want to format them as. So for the title, I'm going to format this as title. So I'm going to turn on this little button here to see all the different type of styles that I'm using. So leadership, I'm going to use title. Then I'm going to click here, understanding. Now, okay, let me just zoom in a little bit. I'm going to click on this, understanding the leadership. I'm going to make it as heading 1. Heading 1. So I'm just going to continue to do that until my entire document is being formatted. So here I have the title, okay, problem and illusion. So I'm going to make that, now this is my main title. So I make it as heading 1. So this is my subtitle. I'm going to make it as heading 2. Heading 2. Okay. Now I'm going to continue to do that over here, heading 2. Then another one here, heading 2. There's a lot, just bear with me. I didn't pre-design the document. I just thought that I should show you how it's done. Then pitfall. Okay, then I have this. Just bear with me. Heading. Now I'm making everything heading 2. This is heading 2. This is also heading 2. And now we come to a new topic. Okay, we come to a new topic, 12 essential. I'm going to remove the 12. I'm just going to put that essential. I'm going to make it a heading 1. So this is the number 1 here. So I'm going to make this as headings. Okay, so that is the first thing you need to do when you have your document. When you have your document, you have to put them into the respective styles that you want. Okay. Now, I'm going to stop at number 7 for a while. I want to turn on something here. I'm going to go to review. There is something here called navigation. The moment I turn on the navigation, you notice that I have all the title that I have defined earlier. So if I wish to go back and forth on this title, let's just say I want to go to relations with people. It goes to relation with people. This is how you can navigate. After you apply the style, one of the benefit you can have here is you can navigate through your document very quickly without having to scroll up and down for that particular title. Okay, so I'm going to go to number 7. See, I haven't made number 8 here as my heading 2, so it did not appear. The moment I make that as my heading 2, so number 8, heading 2, you notice they appear. Each time you add, it will appear. There you go. All right. Just continue to do that. If you are following me now, you just do that. If you don't want to do all, that's fine. So this one is my headings. This is going to be my heading 2, heading 2, and heading 2. That's it. That's the end of the document. Okay, so if you want to turn on this style pane here, you just go to your styles in your home ribbon, this little button here. So you can expand it, and you can see the styles available in here. Okay, so if I want to go back to my top at the beginning of my document, I can navigate through my document now easily using this. So you can even close this. Let's say you're not working on these 2 chapters. Now you're working on the 3rd chapter. You can just open up the 3rd chapter. If you feel that you want to move back and forth on the other chapters, why not? So sometimes it's good for you to have a skeleton of your document first, your topics. So you have no idea what you're going to type or you want to write about now. So when you have the inspiration, you can come back here, okay, trouble of subordinate. Then you just start typing. You can go from topic to topic. Or you can add topic anytime and just make it heading 2. So that's one of the things that you should be doing, right? I'm sure you guys know how to write books. All right. Now, one thing I want to talk about here is if I want to modify the styles. For example, this is blue color. I don't want it to be blue color. I want it to be, maybe I want it to be a lighter blue, not this blue. And I want the font size to be slightly bigger. Okay, so I go to this heading 1. See, I click on this understanding. This is where the heading 1 is. I right click it. I can go to modify. So when I go to modify, I can decide what color I want to use for my text. I go for a lighter blue. Like I said, I want a lighter blue. I want this to be a bigger font size, like 24 point size. Okay. That's it. Okay. There you go. Now, the good news here is I change for my understanding leadership. When I go to my essential, it's already that color blue. I go to my core, it's already that blue. So can you imagine if I go to these problems, right? Like this is my first topic, right? So I go to the first problem here, this problem and illusion. I go to heading 2, modify. So I want to make this orange in color, or maybe not orange, but purple in color. Not this purple, maybe like the purple. And I want it to be, 16 point size is fine. Yeah. So just change the color maybe, right? Maybe 20 font size. Okay, there you go. So when I hit OK, this is purple, this is purple. The whole document where I use heading 2 is going to be purple. You see, that's how convenient. The hard work you put in earlier at beginning, where you define the styles, now you don't have to worry about how they look like. Maybe that's not your kind of formatting that you want. You can change it. If you say, no, this is not a font that I use, I like Arial. So just go and change it, right? Now, like I said just now at the beginning, I said every document, whether you like it or not, you are already using the styles. So this normal text that we have here, they're using normal. They're using the style called normal. So if you feel that, oh, I don't want it to be so close together, so I right click, modify. I can go into the format, paragraph. So I want it to be 1.5 spacing. Then I hit OK. And OK again. See, it's 1.5 spacing for them. It's not just this page, but the entire document. That's how fast you can modify your work and make it easy for your reader to read. You space out.
Can I ask a question here, or should I wait till the end?
Sorry, who's that?
Shanta.
Shanta, what is it that you want to ask?
A quick question. Just now you said, okay, you could do the line spacing for the entire document. I've done it, but I normally have to highlight the paragraph and then change. So how do I do it for the whole document? I may have missed that. Do I need to highlight the whole document? Okay,
let me just show you something. If I start a brand new document now, and I just put that here equal to random, if I put here 13 to 13.5. Oops, it's not working. Okay, equals to lorem. Oops, it doesn't work. Okay, anyway, I'll just go and copy some text over. Okay, I just copy some simple text over. Copy, then I go to this document. So the moment you have a text in here, without you knowing, you're actually using the style called normal. So you were saying just now, you highlight the text and you change the paragraph spacing over here.
Yes.
Right.
But how do I do it for the whole document?
Yeah, you are doing it manually. See, the whole document now is using normal. So you just right click normal, modify, and change it from paragraph formatting, format paragraph.
Oh.
So you can use the same thing. So if you do a double spacing, the whole document will be a double spacing.
Mhm.
So like I said, a lot of us use Microsoft. We don't even know we are actually using the styles. So if I want to change for the entire document to double spacing, just modify, right click the normal, modify, go to the format, paragraph, and I'll make it double spacing. There you go. It's all double spacing now. Okay, so it's quick. If I go to another page document and so everything is double spacing. I don't need to do this by highlighting. You know, that takes up a lot of time. So we are trying to save time, not to work too long on the hours on the computers, to just highlight, format, highlight, format. I don't think that is a productive way to do your work. So let's not do that. So I'm going back to my 1.5 spacing. Yeah. Yes, this is my 1.5 spacing. Okay, so I'm basically very happy with my formatting now, right? And it's more or less like I'm done. So there's one information in this document here. Anything that I already make it as centralized and so on, this one, I want to use a style called quotes or intense quotes. Right, this is a quote given by somebody. So I want to use either quote or I want to use an intense quote. There you go. Intense quote. I can use this kind of information. So let's just say I use quote. I just use quote. Then I decided I don't want them to go all the way to the right, all the way to the left. So I can go to the quote here, right click it, format, and modify it. So what I'll do is I'll go to the format paragraph. I will do a left and right indent. So I put here 2, not 2 lah, maybe 1.5 lah, 1.5, and right is 1.5. So I want to start the indentation 1.5, 1.5. So when I do that, let's take a look. They actually went into the middle. And I also want to make some other changes, such as I want to make it a little bit bigger font size, maybe to 14. And I want the font to be in red color, now just to make it highlighted in very clear. And I do not want this to be 1.5. I just want it to be a single. Okay. At the same time, I want it to be, now look at, I'm doing a bit fast. That's because everything is here. Everything you know about formatting is in here. You go to the border, you go to the shadings, right? You can put in some colors, right? So let's just say I want a light orange color like this. Okay, there you go. Or I prefer to have a border, right? It's up to me, right? So I put a color. Okay, there you see, that's a color around it. So if you do not like the color, go ahead, go in and change. So it's quite flexible in such, right? So I'm going to this. I'm going to take away the color. Okay, I want to put a border around it. Maybe I'll just put a box border like this. But the border is orange in color. Right, orange in color. Ta-da. There you go. So that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for other part of the document that has this thing. I just use code. I don't have to keep on redesigning it and so on. I can do it on the go. So you see, do it on the go. If you have all those quotes or article that you want, right? Now, all these are very, very easy to maneuver, right? Now, there are a few things that in desktop publishing that all of you should know is this. For example, you have a topic here called self-awareness. Then you have 2 lines of text and it continues on the next page. So what I want to do now is I don't want my text to be split into 2 different pages. So what am I using here? I'm using normal. So in the desktop publishing world, they have this feature that is very helpful. Go to the paragraph formatting. They call it the keep line together, this particular feature. Keep line together so that the line will not be split into 2 different pages. So you always keep the lines together. Okay, you see, they are now together. Where did they go? Self-awareness. Okay, you see that? They keep the line together. The number 2 respect. Now, because of some adjustment, this one went all the way up. You notice that this topic here, they did not split themselves, right? The topic it's not going to split themselves. So your document will always be very easy to read. Topic followed by title. You can always keep the line together. So you don't have to purposely adjust them and so on. Now, for every topic, this is the main topic. This is like a chapter. So what you want to do is for every chapter, you want them to start on a new page. Don't join with the existing chapter. So what you do is you right-click the heading 1, because this is using heading 1. Right-click heading 1, modify. Okay, then you go to the format paragraph. Again, this is a desktop publishing kind of a feature. We will tell them to do a page break, which means anytime when there is a heading 1, there will be a page break before the heading 1. So every time you start a new topic, they will start on a new page. That is what it means. It will not what do you call it? Share the page with the previous topic. So if I go back to the first page, you notice that the title is up here. This one, the leadership title is up here. But this is starting on a new page. Earlier, this was actually sharing with this title. But now, each time when there's a new title, they start on a new page. Okay? So it's fun, and it's a little bit more neat. I would say it's very neat to read your document now. Your problems and solution. There's a lot of space a bit here, but they don't actually put the text down here together, because each paragraph, I want the text to be together. I don't want it to be split. So that's the purpose of the entire formatting. Yeah.
Okay, Ruby here. You go back to the first page there where the leadership, it breaks with the subtitle. Go back. How do you, if assuming I want this leadership and the subtitle to be on the same page, and the rest will just follow my setting, how would I do it?
The rest of this. Now, actually, I have planned for this. This is the leadership, and what's going to appear down here is going to be your table of content.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
And if you want to put the leadership as your title on top here, we will do that header and footer in a while.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, no problem. Right. So my plan is, when I have this title here, I want to have a table of content generated for all this. Okay. Now we can do that now if you want to see how is done. So I can just press and enter. Now all I need to do is 3 steps to get the table of content. I go to reference, table of content, then I just choose the second one, automatic table 2, and my table of content is ready with a page number. How do they know which topic goes to where? That's because we make use of the heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3, and so on. Now, even this, right? Each and every topic here, they are actually using a header. You see, they are using a heading. So if I don't want this topic here to be so far apart, let me just go inside the formatting, modify. Then I say format, paragraph. So let's see what is actually making them far apart. It's actually this after and 1.5. So I'm going to put it into single. Now, if 5 is good, I will just leave it. Let me just test it out first. Is this okay? Is it too near or because this is one spacing? I think this is good, right? Yeah. Without actually having to adjust my document all over again. So everything moves. So if there are some changes on your paging and so on, you just right click, update. The page number will be updated automatically. Right. There you go.
Kelvin, Shanta here, just another question, right? So when I look at the table of contents, I think it also follows, as you say, the headings, right? If I look at the first one, understanding leadership, the subheadings have got no bullets 1, 2, 3, right? Then the essential qualities has the 1, 2, 3. So if I want to standardize it, how will
That
you
1, 2, 3
standardize?
is part of the title.
So that means I'll have to go and change the titles and
No. You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to. Because this is actually a list, right? This is like a list. So essential qualities is a list. So they are, when you type it already, then in your table of content will have it. Okay, just take a look. If I remove this one, just for the demonstration purpose, I remove the one and I right click here, update, right? Update whole thing. You see the one is missing. They follow exactly the title that's available. So if you remove them, then they won't have it. It's your content actually. It's part of the content. So one dot. Okay, so
Hi, Kelvin. E.T. here. Quick question. The table of content will always take heading 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah, not always lah. Depends on what you are doing.
Okay.
The essential one, they are using the heading 1, 2, 3. The easiest lah. If you don't want, you can actually hard code it yourself.
Okay, never mind. We'll just do the standard one. Thanks.
This is the standard lah. This is the standard. Okay, so if I go to this now, modify, okay, and I want them to be numbering, just like you said you want it to be numbering. So maybe I'll put something like this, 1 with a dot. Okay. You can have the numbering, but you have to tell them to continue the numbering. Right? Which I don't recommend you to do the numbering for your table of content though. Because as long as they are heading 2, it will be numbered. So it's good to number yourself so that it is like 1, 2, 3, right? Otherwise, you're going to get into trouble like this. After 1, 10, then 11. Therefore, it is not a good idea to use the numbering for your table of content unless you are doing it for yourself. Okay, so let me just put the heading 2 again. So I'm going to the format. You have to be really good at your formatting in order to have a proper formatting done. Then, yeah, okay, again. Okay. Tell you what, to save time, I'm just going to undo that. Okay. Let me just go to this topic. I'll put back that 1. Okay, then, yeah, it's already there. I just have to right click, update. Yeah, the 1 is back. So my suggestion to you is to put your own numbering if you want to have a number for your title. Yes, somebody saying something?
Yeah, Shanta here. Just to go back to just now where you put all your heading 1, 2, 3, right? Assuming you finished your book and you haven't done the formatting, now you want to go back and do this. Do you have to go through the whole book and put all the heading 1, caption it all under heading 1, then caption all the heading 2 under heading 2 throughout the book?
You can do it anytime actually.
Yeah, but assuming you've finished or you've done quite a lot of your book, then how do you how do you simplify it? You have to go one by one, right? And
Yeah,
put
you
all
have to
your
go on
heading
by
ones. Okay.
because Microsoft Word will not know which is a title, which is not. Only you as the author know.
Okay.
So you see, I deliberately miss out something here. You see that? What's good? Leadership looks like, I didn't put this as my topic. Okay, so I decided now that I want to make this one as my heading too, which you actually see, what's good here is not inside my table of content. It's not.
Okay.
Right? So if I go back to this and I change it to heading 2, all I need to do is go back to the table of content, right click and update the entire. So if you miss out or you add a topic at the midst of your writing, fine, just update. You see? You just come. Don't worry.
Thank you.
And yeah, all you need to do is just come back here. Now, actually, there is a button on top here you can right click lah. You can right click and update the field. Update the field, then everything will be updated. Okay, good. All right. Now, some of you here will say, hey, my books, we have the word chapter 1 in front, then chapter 2, and so on. So it's very simple. After you have done all the heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3, so you look at the title here, it's called headings. So what you need to do is, you just go to any of those with the heading 1, you go to this button up here. You see, this one. This one here. This is a bullet, this is numbering, this is multi-level. So go to the multi-level and choose something called chapter. See, there's one called chapter. Just click. So you have your chapter. Chapter. So now what happened here is they use this table of content as my chapter, which I do not want, right? Which I do not want. So I will take away the formatting. I'll turn it back to normal first. Right? Turn it back to normal. I will find a way to format this. So if it's just an isolated formatting, I will just do it manually if I want to, or I can create a new style. So in this case, I'll just make it bigger. That's all. Okay, so this is a table of content. Okay. Now, all I need to do is just update this entire thing. See, it comes with the word chapter now. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Okay, let me just remove this one. There you go. I think this one, the space is too big. Go back to normal. Let's make this one a little bit bigger. Oops, sorry. Because this is a standalone formatting. I'll just make it slightly bigger. There you go. Chapter 1. You see there, chapter 2. You don't even have to type the word chapter yourself. And if you have, let's just say you want to turn this into a new chapter, you make it heading 1. Now the heading is no longer called heading, it's called chapter. See, it's a new chapter now. Now, of course, this is not a new chapter. I'm just showing to you. Okay?
Mr. Kevin.
Yeah.
This chapter 2 then followed by the title. If let's say I want that chapter 2 as it's right at the center, then push the title right below it. How do we do it to standardize the whole book?
Okay, if that's the case, if this is the case, right, then this will not be used as heading 1.
Don't get you. I don't get you.
You have to push everything down. This is going to be chapter 1. That means you don't use this multi-level. I'm trying to give you an automated way of getting the chapter 1, 2, 3. But the way that you want it to be written is you will type the chapter 1, 2, 3 yourself.
Oh, manually.
Manually, and then you make it as chapter 1, as heading 1. Then whatever topic that you are using is heading 2. Whatever subtopic is heading 3. You have to level them down.
Oh, so okay.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Got it.
Because now we are sharing the same heading, so they will not be two different lines. They are not going to be, unless you manually do this. Shift enter to push it down, but I don't suggest you do that lah. So use the method I mentioned just now. You type the word chapter 1, 2, 3 yourself manually, and then make it as heading 1. So then your topic is heading 2. Now that is on the advanced level of using the styles lah. But at the moment, I'm trying to make it simple for you to understand how you can get this thing out very quickly. Are we clear so far? Okay. Now, what's missing from this document now is basically the header and footer. The header and footer. Okay, so you see we have chapter 1, we have so I turn off this, so it looks clean now. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on. All right, now what's happening now is I want to make sure that on my header and footer here, we have, books, they have left and right. So when I go into the header and footer, so I just double click the header up here, I can actually decide that I want it to have a different first page. Then I want to have an even and odd. So the book will always start with even page on the left. Okay. If you always see the one in front, the first page is always on the right. That is actually your odd page. When you open up, the number 2 is your even page. Okay, so now you take some time for you to figure it out. But every book will have the even and odd page. Even and odd. So let me just zoom out a little bit. See? The first page, even, and then we have the odd, even and odd pages. Right? Even and odd pages. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is, I want to make sure that my header at the top here comes with the chapter topic. I want to put the chapter topic on top here. For all those, that is chapter 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to these quick parts. Okay, let me just zoom in to this part. So I want to put the word chapter 1, understanding leadership, on every chapter 1 page. So I go to quick parts, under fields. Under fields, I will go all the way down and look for something called style reference. And I'm going to use heading 1. Heading 1 is my title, correct? I'm going to use heading 1 as my style reference for my header. So I just click OK. There you go. Understand leadership. Now, let's see what happens now. If I get out from this header and footer, I go to every page. See, this even page will not have it. Okay. Okay. Leadership. This even page will not have it. Then the odd page will have it. Okay. Sorry, the even page will have, the odd page won't get it. So I need to go to the odd page, push it to the side. Okay, put it to the side. I'll do the same thing. Here, fields, go to the style reference, and just click OK. So there you go. Oh, I have chosen the wrong one. Let me undo that. Go to, can you spot what was wrong just now? Style reference, I forgot to choose the heading one.
Yeah.
It chose something called default paragraph. Okay, now it comes out. So if I go out, you see, now on both pages we'll have it. Okay. So that's how it should look like. Even and odd. Even and odd. So all even page on the left, all odd page on the right. Now, if it's the other way around, when you actually look at it, it's wrong. You just switch them. Right? So far, this is the correct one. So imagine this is the page you turn over, the leaf, then you notice this is on the left, this is on the right. Okay, so the first page is always on the right. When you turn it open, second page, third page. So the third page is considered odd page. The first page, then when you open, is behind that particular page is considered as even page, then odd page. Even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. All right. So don't confuse yourself with whether it's left or right. So always even is always on the left, odd is always on the right. Okay. So that's the title that you have. Now, if I go all the way down to chapter 2, okay, let me look at chapter 2 now. You'll notice that the title is essential. Okay, you can't see it's essential qualities of leadership, right? So if I go down, essential. So all these are chapter 2 topics. So when they go into chapter 3, then the chapter 3 topic appear. So when you are writing your books, you have so many modules or chapters. So very nice, yeah, easy to get it done. Okay. So once you have done that and you are happy with it, you can highlight them and you format them. So this one you can just do one-time format, like make it bold. Okay, maybe you want to have an underline, bottom border. There you go. Right. So once you are done with it, see, all of them will have a line. But this one don't have. You have to go in here, make it bold, and underline. All right. Oops. Okay. Yeah, so if I just get out, you notice that every title on the top will have a line. A line.
Sorry, Kelvin. I saw how did you do that? You move the text to the right without using the right justify.
Tab. It's actually a tab stop. See, there is a center tab, there is a right tab. So you just have to press tab. The header and footer, they comes with the 3 tab, left, center, and right by default. Of course, you can adjust them. You can adjust the position. So there's these are the defaults that you will see lah. Right. Now, what about the page numbering? Okay. Now, to solve the trouble for you to do left and right, you put it in the middle. But if you say for the odd, it has to be on the right here. For the even, they have to be on the left. Then you have to do this, right? So put in over here. Now I give you the standard. Page numbering. So to put in the page numbering, I can put here PAGE, page. I type it myself. Then I go to my header and footer, page number. I just tell them from the current number, I just want to have a plain number. Right. So this is page 17. Then I'll put there, put a space after that, off. Now we don't use this off, maybe we put a stick, then we'll go into the quick parts. Under the fields, we put there number of pages, num pages. So the num pages, we're going to put numbering. Okay. So there are 23 pages so far in my document. This is page 17 of 23. Okay. So if I go to this, I copy this. Now, why I do copy and paste? Because I'm lazy. Sorry about that. I'm lazy. So I come down here, I put it on the left. See, 18. So now every page will have a page number at the bottom. So page numbering. Okay, 7, 18, 19, 20, 21, and so on. Okay. You guys got it? Now, some of you wants it to be a little bit more creative. wanted me to be a bit more creative, so you can do things like this. Okay, you draw a box. You can draw a box. Okay, any way you want, and you want to put in the page numbering. Okay, so you just go to the this box. Okay, I should draw the box while I am. Sorry about this. Go into the page footer here. Then I draw a box. Insert shapes. I draw a box. So I draw a rounded box here like this. Okay, assuming I want to be a little bit more creative by having a little bit of design, something like this. Okay, so I tell them, okay, I want to put in the page number here. So I put there PAGE, page. Then I go into the header and footer. I do the same thing, it's the same thing. Page number, then insert this field, number of pages. Here we go, number of pages. Now I want to put this right in the middle of the page. So I have to go to the shape and align the text in the middle. Okay, and maybe I will have to format the shape. I go into the text option under the, is it text field? No, under shape. Yeah, I need to take away the margin, the top left right margin, right? So I'm going to put here 0, 0. Okay, there you go. And align the text in the middle. Let me just make it slightly bigger. Center. Oh, center. Middle align, center align. Okay. So I think it's because of the paragraph formatting here. Yeah, it has a 8. So I make it a 0. Yeah, so okay. And I also don't want it to have one spacing. So now it's in the middle. So this is my page number. I'll make it this big. Now this is for the even page. So I copy this. I bring it down. Oops, sorry. Even page. So I go to my odd page. What did I paste? I should copy the picture, right? Copy. Okay. Okay. So take a look. So you can have your page number to be out of the grid. That means you can put it anywhere in your document as your page number. You can draw any shapes that you want, and then draw it first, and then put it back. Right? So page numbering. So some of you want to play creative, want to have a little bit of creativity in it. Yeah, you go ahead. Okay. So this is the even page. So I will do it this way. And I'm going to position it over here. Okay, then I'll go to this guy. I'll rotate it this way. I'll put it over here. So that's how the page number is going to look like now for your document. So even page, odd page, even page, odd page. Now it's a bit ugly the way I design it, but yeah, I'm just giving you some concept and ideas. You can draw the boxes nicely. Okay, get the information in first and then rotate it to put in your page number. Right? You guys get the idea? Okay. To be honest, I'm going to remove this. Not going to do that. Now, any question?
I'm not sure if this is relevant, but my question, right, like say we format all this on our laptop and our paper size is A4, I presume, but our book maybe it's not an A4 size book. Then would that run? Or I mean, how do we ensure all that stays?
Thank you for the reminder. Actually, I forgot something. The first thing we should actually do is, before we even start to paste the content in, right, was to actually do the paper sizes. Yours is A5 size, right? Is it an A5 size?
I don't know. I haven't really checked. I assume it's A4.
A4 is a very big book, you know.
Yeah, I know. I don't want A4. That's what
Half
I want to
A5,
say.
half A4, right?
I'm not sure how big a book normally is.
So if you look at the sizes, it's actually half of your what do you call that? A4. See, A4,
Mine is about half of A4.
yeah, half of A4 is A5.
Yeah.
A5. So yeah, I forgot to talk about this at the beginning. So you choose an A5 size. This is the A5 size. Okay, this is your A5 size, but you may not want to have such a big margin on the left and right and so on. So you can set up your own margin. So let's assuming I'm just going to use moderate. I don't want to use normal, moderate. Okay, so all this is your setting. All this is your setting.
Oh, sorry, where did you go to select your A4 and A5?
Okay,
In your
like I'm starting a brand new, I start with a brand new document.
Oh,
So a
until
brand new document, before you even start putting in the content, you should do this first.
What if you've already put in your content?
Then you can still change, but then the whole document, the text will move. That means you have to not redo, but you have to read through the whole document, see whether the documents are okay or not, in position or not. Okay. So where do you go is you go to layout. Layout under the size A5. So from the A5, then you change your what do you call this, margin. Depending on what type of margin you want on the left, top, right, and bottom, you can go into the custom and start working on it.
What is the good margin for books?
For book, it's the moderate.
Moderate. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a very common size for this. Okay. So once you have that, that's step one, no? To get your information in already. So the book size, right? The second one is actually your color. The color. So what kind of color are you going to use? If your books is going to be like something like Irvin Uy, his book is full of colors. So he need to have a color palette. So if he is using Microsoft Word, if you're using PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, you still use the themes. So you can go in and look for a theme. You can decide your theme. So whatever color that you have chosen for your themes, for example, here, color, you go to the custom color, you decide what are the color scheme that you will be using for your entire book. So you can have a standardized color rather than you look around for the color each time. So if your first color, you want it to be this purple, second color, you want it to be this green, this blue, then you want this brown, then you want this orange, you want this dark blue, then you want this, let's say red. Okay, so 1 to 6, accent 1 to 6. Okay, so basically, this is the color that you'll be using. Then you save this one, save my color. My color. There you go. So you are using something called my color now. Where is my color? Yeah, you're going to use something called my color. By doing that, each time you change a color, right? You see the 6 accent color that I've chosen is in here. This is called a theme color. Theme color. So this is accent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the accent color. So for your font, they do have something called the theme font as well. for your heading and for your body. So you can go into the design under the font. You can decide custom font. What are the fonts that you use? For me, I'm using Aptos. Right? I'm using the body text called Aptos display and Aptos. So I can call this one as my font. Okay. So I will use my font for my work. So every time when I use my document, it's always Aptos. It's not Calibri, and I have to change the Calibri every time, right? Now I can change it to my theme font. So I have two things which I have already done, my font and also my theme. Now, as for the effects, you cannot set your own effect. These are the only effect that is available. Maybe as of today, 4th of January 2025, and I mentioned to you that we cannot have our own effects, but who knows, Microsoft may allow you to do your own font effect next time. But anyway, now don't have lah. Now, once you are done with all these settings and your themes, you can save this as a theme. You can save this as a theme. Whatever setting that I've done, whatever layout that I've done here, all this, I will save this as my theme. So I call it the maps theme. Okay, save. Not only that, these themes allows you to save the color and the font. But what about all this? These are actually your styles. How do you want your styles to look like? So you will go into font, you start designing your styles. So all these are your styles. Right? All these are your styles. Once you finish the style, under this layout, under this design, you can actually save it as a new style set. You can save the style that you apply. Remember just now we did all the styles, like we have all that headings and so on. We perform all the formatting. So you can actually save it as my own. So I have something like this over here. Okay, I'm going to use this one and I'm going to save it, right? I save. So I save. So this is the style that I saved earlier when I'm doing some testing. So this is a custom style. So once I'm done with this, that means I have my themes, I have the styles done. Now it's time for you to save your file. Save your file, not as a normal Excel file, but you save it as a template. You save it as a template. So each time you open this template, you don't have to worry about the themes. You don't have to worry about the formatting of your styles. You don't have to worry about the colors or your fonts. Everything is set up as according to your requirement for this template. You don't save it to your normal template. You design your own template. Okay, so this is your book. So if let's say you have your book come with series 1, series 2, series 3, series 4, you want to have the same kind of look and feel, same kind of formattings, you don't have to redo this formatting over and over again. You just have to open up this template and you're ready to go. Okay, so for example, I'm going to call this one as my template 2. Template 2, and I'm going to save it into my my own folder. This one, I'm going to save into my own folder. I'm going to save this here. So let me close this guy. If I want to start a brand new, I go to File. I go to my folder, okay, Template 2, and I double click this. See, this the size. You look at the size. The size is actually A5. This is a A5 size. Okay, 12. Yeah, 14, right? 14, about 12 like that. Then the margin is actually moderate. Then let's look at the color. See, the color that I've chosen just now, the font that I have used just now. They remember, and they also remember the set of styles that I have here. You see, these are the set. So I don't have to redefine my styles that I use for my document all over again. I can do it from here. I can start from here already. Okay, this is my is my title. Then just pick title, enter. This is my first chapter. So I just
Sorry,
click.
Kevin. Earlier you had all the data in your Word document. What happened to that?
No, this one is a new document.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I actually show you how to do it in a new document rather than my document here. I do not want to disrupt this content.
Okay, yes.
So Kelvin, next time to create a new document, we open the .x file, then we create a new document from there.
Yeah, don't go to file new from here. This
Right.
file new is going to be the normal .dot. They will not go to the template 2 just now.
Right. So .x and .docx actually behaves the same way, is it?
Different version. Different version.
Formatting, different.
DOC is the old version. That means it's version 2003.
No, DOCX, for example.
DOCX is what's the difference with?
DOCX and DOTX.
Oh, DOT is template. You notice the word template template 2.docx. If I
Right.
open this, if I click this, it actually come out as this. I open,
Right.
but okay, if I go to the folder, this is DOTX kan template 2. I double click this. I actually didn't open the DOTX. I actually now have document 4.
Oh, okay.
It's a brand new document now.
Okay. Got it.
You don't go to file open, no. Don't go to this file open the DOT. No, not that way. Don't open, because when you open, you're going to open the template file. You're supposed to double click from here or right click. It will say new. You see the word new rather than open. It's a template file. You're using all the settings that you have put in the template file for your future document. Some of you here are trainers. Some of you here are coaches, right? And what happened is you always prepare your training manuals. So you want to have a consistent look and feel of your training manuals. So not every time when you design, today I feel like I want to be funky, I do that. No, you don't. You want to stay professional. You want to make sure all your work, the size, the styles that you use are all the same, and you do not want to remember that. So design your own template for that. Now that was supposed to be the first thing I show you, but then I got carried away. I straight away show you the styles. I know something was missing at the beginning, but I couldn't recall what is it until your question just now. All good? Now I'm going to go into something a little bit more advanced, especially when some of you here says, hey, I want my page numbering. See, now you have a few other things that you are thinking already. I want to have my numbering to have like chapter 1/1. That means page 1 of my chapter 1 kind of thing. Okay, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Like this is page 2 of 23 is the total pages. But I want to know, like, let's just say I want to see chapter 1, page 1. Chapter 1, page 1. When I go to chapter 2, I want to see chapter 2, page 1. Chapter 2, 1. Chapter 3, 1. So they all start with 1. Each time they start with 1. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do to show it to you. Now, I will go to the end of this. I will insert something called a break. and I'm going to call it a next page section break. Section, I click here. Now, all of a sudden, I have a blank page here. And I have a blank page in front here. So what I'm going to do is, now because this one is a bit too tight, section break. Okay, wait, let me do this again. Okay, it's okay. I think this is a bit too tight. I'll do it here. I'll do it in front of this understanding. So let me see whether I can do it or not. Next page. Yeah. Yeah, the section break is here. Okay, see, section break. So now what I'm going to do is this particular section break. This is page 1. Now suddenly this page number is no longer there. All the page number may not work as it is already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going inside here. Okay. Okay. So I don't want it to have a different first page. So I take away the different first page. So now they come back. But the problem now is they will still follow whatever that is previous. Right? They will follow whatever that is previous. So you see, this one is leadership. This one got no title, right? This one understanding. So I want this to appear differently. I want this to appear different. I'm still going to keep this. I'm still going to feed this for your comparison. Okay, so I'm going to do something here. Now I'm going to go into this thing called field. Okay. I'm going to go to the style reference again. But this time, heading 1, I'm going to tell them to use the paragraph number relative context. So when I hit OK, I'll use the chapter 1 only. I don't have the wording. I only have chapter 1 only. Then I put a stick here, just like chapter 1 just now. And I'm going to put in my page numbering. Current position, page numbering. So I put away, push it away. Now, this number, I don't want them to start with 2. So I right-click this number, right-click the number, go to the format page number. Now I can tell them to start with 1. So it is actually starting with 1. Okay, so this is the odd page, even page. So this odd page don't have anything yet. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in front here. So chapter 1:1, chapter 1:2, chapter 1:3, and it goes on. Can you all see the page number? This is chapter 1, page 1. This is chapter 1:2. Now, forget about this. This was the original page numbering. I just want to demonstrate to you guys that you can have chapter 1, page 3. So it is going to confuse a lot of pages. Now, when it comes to this, you see chapter 1:15, but this one still it becomes chapter 2:16. This is chapter 2, number 16, page number 16. Now, I don't want this to be 16. So in order to get that to work, I must make sure that there is a page break. So I'm going to do the same thing. Break. Next page. So there is a next page section break on top now. Okay, so with that, this is chapter 1. This is chapter 2. Come back here. So I don't want this to be chapter. Now you see, chapter 2, page 1. Chapter 2, page 2. Chapter 2, page 3. They follow. Chapter 2, page 3. Chapter 2, page 4. Chapter 2, page 5. And this is a new chapter, which means I need to insert something here, right? Break, next page. Now, once I do that, there will be this next page break here. If you go down, you will notice that the 3, page 1, chapter 3, page 2. That's all. I only have 2 pages for the chapter 3. So what is important before you can actually do that is to insert a page break. Not a page break, but a section next page break. That means you move to the next page. Not a page break, a section break. So that the number can start again. See, I'm starting the number with 1 for that. Now, this is particularly very good for those of you who write training manuals, where you have module 1, how many pages? Module 2, page 1. So you can tell them, let's go to module 5, page 3. Module 5, page 3. Nothing.
Kelvin, how does this affect the table of contents?
Okay, good question. So you see up here now, this one, if I right-click update, right? So they will follow 1, 2, 3. Then this is 1, 2, 3 again. This is 1, 2 again. Can you get the idea?
Yeah, thanks.
So like chapter 2, page 3, then chapter 2, page 3, communication. You just have to update it. So they no longer follow the number of pages anymore. Okay. So if you are going to that level of file creation, now you just need to spend like an hour of your time to make sure everything is done properly, rather than you spend 4 or 5 hours just to do highlight, change the formatting, highlight, change the formatting. Right? So we are doing everything here one time. Once this is done, then we don't have to keep on doing it. I've seen myself with my own eye, there's these people type the page number themselves. I think it's a very painful job to change the numbering, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you're doing this manually, you come down here, you type, you come down here, you type the numbering. Wow, that's a lot of work, man. So there are some people who don't even use the header and footer. They type the number themselves at the end of they draw a box, they type the number themselves. That's a lot of work, man, and it's prone to a lot of mistake. So if I decided I don't want this at the back here, if I decided I don't want all this number anymore, take that away. Then I just go all the way to the top. No, not top, the bottom. I'll take away. Yeah. So now my document is with chapter 1, chapter 2, and so on.
So Kelvin, section is basically to work with the page numbers lah.
And not necessary. Okay.
But we look at it like it's creating a logical, it's like a different document in a way, right?
They each section can have their own what do you call that? Page setup. Okay. Let me just save this document first. Save as. So I call this one as done.
Okay. Kelvin, if you don't mind, can I ask you about one thing that I've been trying to do that I always struggle with?
Mm-hmm.
And this is not for book, but mostly for proposals and document. Let's say I want a page that's portrait and then landscape and then portrait again.
That's what I'm trying to tell you now. That's what I'm trying to show you now. Okay. Because you asked that question just now, right? Okay. Now, let's just say I have so many pages. Okay. Now, when it comes to certain page, maybe one of the page, let me just go down here. Okay, this one. Let me choose another topic. Okay, let's say here, starting from this trouble of subordinate. It's a bit too long. Let me just do something short. Okay, this one goes. So I'll highlight all these text as red so that you can see them. I highlight all these text as red. So I will go to the front of this goal. Now, without you knowing, you are already actually in section 1. Whether you like it or not, we are already using section 1. The whole document is section 1. So I will go into this in front of the goal. Then I say, okay, let's do a section break. Now, I'm going to put here next page. Next page. Then I come down here. Then I do a next page. Okay, so this page, you say you wanted to have a table underneath, right? So what happened now is you can go to this section. This is called section 2, by the way. I can go to the orientation and change it to landscape. Does that answer your question? So that you can insert a table and put in your table here. Sometimes tables are very long. So you have your document, portrait, landscape, then portrait again. So it has to be a different section. So maybe this page alone, this section 2 alone, you want to make it A3. A3. Why not? So that when you printed it, you have to fold it into the book. Of course, this requires a little bit of different printer as per se. That means you need to have a printer that can have 2 types of printing, A3 and A4.
And with different section, if now I insert page number, it will still
it follow. Right. For example, I go into this, I put in the page number. And let me just highlight this and make it big. You see the page number?
Okay, nice.
8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12. So the same logic goes. If you want to come here and you say, okay, let's start with 1 again from here. You can always right click this and tell them you want to start with 1. Understand? So let's just say in my section 3, this is section 1. I can't really show you though. Down here, you see section 1. When I click on the red text, it says there's section 2 down here. See, section 2. Then if I click after the red text, it says there's section 3. So if I go to this title, okay, here, and I put in another section, next page, which means now this is section 3, and this section 3, I can change it into 2 columns, 2 column text, while the rest of them are still a single column. So it's like you rented a new office lot. When you rent that new office lot without furnishing, it's bare, empty. And that's where you get your interior designer to come in. I want to partition this, I want to partition this, and you put different things inside each room. That's the meaning of that section. So this section is for the HR, this section is for the finance, this section is for the sales. You break down the section, and each section you can lay out the chairs and table differently. You can have different colors for them and so on. Just like sectioning something.
Sorry, how do you do the 2 columns again? Sorry, I just missed that. Layout and then
now if you want only a few pages, you have to set up the section. Once you have set up the section, now let's just say this section 4 here, the last section here, is up here under the layout. You have margin, orientation, size, and column. So you just choose the column. So you want this to have 3 columns. There you have 3 columns. For those of you who like to do magazines, for your company. By default, it's using 1. So there's 1 section. That's why everything you change, it change for all the pages. So if you want them to be different, put in the section break. Good question. Thank you. Interesting question.
Hey, Kelvin, how do you do the cross thing when you want to highlight a button?
Huh?
Just
Which
now
one?
when you want to show a button to click, they've got this red cross thing.
You mean like this?
Yes.
Okay. This one is not word lah. nothing
That's
to
the
do.
new thing.
Nothing to do with word lah. This one is I'm using this particular tools. It's free download. This ZoomIt is owned by Microsoft, so you can download from Microsoft site, or you can just type ZoomIt, ZOOMIT. So this is good for teaching lah. It's good for teaching.
Okay, thank you.
I use this a lot lah, because when I want to point out certain things, let's just say coming in here, I want to draw a box, I want to draw a circle, draw a line, I want to draw a circle, I want to draw a straight line, I want to draw an arrow. All that can be done. I can change it to a different color. Right? So yeah, blue and so on. So it's useful for classes where if you have a very big room where the students are seated far away, they might not be able to see what is on your slides sometimes. So you can zoom in. Okay, now this is what we are talking about now. Okay, so everybody concentrate here. So let's confirm you can see. Confirm you can see. You can put that. So if you want the tutorial on how to use this, you just open this up. Then the tutorials are all up here. What is the keyboard shortcut you press to zoom in, the live zoom, the draw, the text? Okay, so there will be no break for us. So, but if let's say there's a break, I will do things like this. So I want to give you, let's say, a 10 minutes break. So I press Control 3, 10 minutes, and it's counting down 10 minutes. So if you are having an activity, you say, okay, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to think and brainstorm. So your 10 minutes starts now. So you can do that.
So you're writing on your desktop itself, and when you share it, people see it, is it?
Yeah, everybody see. You saw, right?
Yeah. But it doesn't really write lah. It's just like
It's just an explanation. It will go away after that.
Okay. Nice.
You read through the tutorial here. Zoom, you read through everything. Live Zoom, you read through everything and you test out. Don't be too adventurous to try out everything lah. Do one by one lah. Get yourself used to one, then you move on lah. So like drawing, it takes me a while because it's quite long here. So many things, you can write it down and simplify it yourself. Now, once you zoom in, if you press the alphabet T, then you can start to type. You can even set the font that you like. Okay. Now, any other question? This one is not over. Before I close. I'm only scratching the surface of Microsoft Word lah. There's so many things that can be used for Microsoft Word, but for different purpose lah. Not for this lah. For you guys are a writer, so it's a bit different. I only share whatever that's important for your writing purpose lah. But since you asked me about this, I can also show you, no problem. Right. Now, the last but not least information that I'm going to share with all of you here is this. Let's just say, when I go to this topic here called in military, in defense of the military to observation, then suddenly over here at this paragraph, you want to put an cross-referencing. You want to do a cross-referencing. Let me just zoom up a little bit so that you can see it. So I put here, for more information, right, refer to So I want to put in the title. So how can I insert the cross-reference? Now, if you remember just now, we used up a lot of these styles and so on, right? So we can just go to the ribbon up here called reference. There is something here called cross-reference. So the cross-reference that you are going to use is not numbered item, although you can, but no, we are not going to use number item. We're going to use heading. So in the heading, these are all the heading that is available. Like this is chapter 1. So I want them to go to the chapter 3 here. Leadership is a social thingy. So what is it that I want to put in? I want to put in the heading text. So you see what happened here when I click insert. See the heading text up here. Okay, up here. For more information, refer to the leadership in social process. So I can put in like over here, in front, put this, right? Okay, where did it go? Okay, here. Say that I put it on page. See, on page. Then again, with the same thing that I'm choosing, I chose here. I tell this time I change this one to page number. Insert. Why they call page 1? I think it's not updated. Why page? Oh yeah, it's page 1. It's page 1 because of module 3, page 1, right? So I have to do something about this. Right? So in front there, I have to go to the insert, quick parts, fields. I have to go to that style reference, heading 2, heading 2. This one. Wow, what number is that? 214. Whose phone number is this? Okay. Right. So now I can tell them where they are supposed to read, which topic and where they are supposed to read. Okay, let me just press enter for more information. So the good news is when the pages move, right, you just have to right click anywhere on your on those fields, okay, and you just update, or you can just press F9 on your keyboard, F9. Right, so select all, you just press F9. Okay, something is not right on my computer. Update field. They will ask you whether you want to update the page number only or the entire. Choose the entire and then that's it. Now, to get this screen out is usually the F9. My F9 something is not right. So anyway, F9 on your keyboard, the function key, F9 is for update. You can do that. Now, entire page, then they'll update it for you. So that's for cross-referencing. Sometimes when you are talking about a certain topic, and that topic requires you to go back to the previous topic to understand certain concept before you can move on. Yeah. You can tell them to please read to understand before you move on. This kind of thing. Control A F9, yeah. But my F9 just now not showing.
Kelvin.
Hey, got it. Now got. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the same process for inserting citations as well, right? Because I saw under references your citations.
Yeah, citation, yes. So you go to reference. Now, when you insert the citation, you put in as a new source. A new source, then you type whatever that is in there. So once you are done, usually the citation is right at the end of the document, correct? Right at the end of the document. So you can put there references. References, you make that as your heading 1 or new chapter. No, it cannot be a chapter, right? Okay. Okay, let's say we just keep it as a chapter. then all you need to do is just go to the reference and then click on the bibliography. Which one do you want? So you can insert the bibliography, whichever lah. So you just insert it. No, not here. What am I talking about? Oh, their whether is bibliography reference. So mine is reference now. So I click this one. Oh, I don't have anything inside here. Oh, I didn't put it yet. Okay, let me just choose first. I thought I have it. So I go to the manage source. I just add all this lah. Just add lah. These are all the books that or references that you refer, right? So close. Then I just insert the bibliography. It's in here.
Okay, thank you.
And then what is the good news is they actually arrange in alphabetical order for you. They're using the APA style. This is for academic purpose. So I'm not sure for book writing, what do they use? Tai, do you know?
Yeah, I think based on the other day's call, someone advises to use APA as well.
APA, yeah. But this is more to the academic. A lot of universities are using APA stuff. Okay. So what do you think? Is Microsoft easy to handle?
Yes.
It comes with a lot of practice. It comes with a lot of practice and try to understand it. It's not like something that you can immediately understand and use it. So the more you use it, the more you're going to discover. That's the good news about Microsoft, because you will not know how to do all this until you go and discover them. Now, I cannot claim that I know everything. I will not do that. So you look at the quick paths alone, the fields. There's just so many. What is all this? If we don't use it, we will never know one. Right? So we are still, to be honest, I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to use, but it's good enough. It's good enough to create my document. But if I know more, I can do more. So that's the advantage of knowing a little bit more than you guys. I can show it to you.
It's very good, Kelvin. Thank you very much. Should have learned this 10, 15 years ago.
But like what Tai said, a lot of people undermine this Microsoft Word. They feel that Word, you're just typing, it's just like a typewriter. What is there to know? Format, to go to format. So those are the people who actually use Microsoft Word like a typewriter, and they spend donkey hours just to get the document in, ready, but still make a lot of mistakes. Here we limit the mistake and we spend less time. So all our formatting are consistent, because the moment we give them a style, they will follow the style. They will not move away from that. All right, so Tai, I think I'll pass it back to you. Let's do the Q&A.
Thank you, Kelvin. Very good, useful tips from a very beginning, how to organize the style, eventually what kind of things we could do even better, like referencing and the paging. Very, very good. Thank you, Kelvin, for your sharing. Everyone, please give Kelvin a big hand. Thank you, Kelvin. Well done, well done.